Do you know this feeling when you're doing something and you're completely forgetting everything that is going on around you? You forget time, you forget just everything, and you're so in focus and concentrated on what you're doing with a lot of enthusiasm. So this is the mental state of flow. I'm pretty sure you know the feeling. Maybe you don't know that there is a term for it and that it's a real, not something esoterical, but something that really exists on a physiological, neurological level in our brains. It's a pretty normal state of mind that we all can get in. But sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's not so easy. So this mental state of flow is also called being in the zone. It's something that specifically people who do a lot of sports, they use it a lot, but also people who write, people who do whatever you need to do where you have to focus. Even kids, they do it a lot when they play. They are so in there. They just forget everything that is around them. So this is when you are in a flow. Maybe you ask yourselves now, why do I speak about flow in a YouTube channel where I'm focusing more on photography and on travels? Well, to me, flow is something really special, and especially in photography and in writing and conceiving these videos, for example, I use the mental state of flow a lot. The last time was just a few days ago when I was really in a deep flow. I went to the city, I had my camera, everything was prepared, I was relaxed, I didn't have any time issues. I knew I had some time to spend in the city to play around with my camera, which I love, which I know how to put the settings. So I was really feeling at ease. And I knew what I was looking for. It was these light spots that you can find on a day like this with a lot of sun. You find them in the city in small roads. In the city and small roads, small street, narrow streets. So you have these light spots, and the people who walk through, they hit these light spots, or they get hit by these light spots, and they are suddenly in a gloom, and so the colors pop out. And I love this, to play around. It's nothing really with a deeper meaning, but it's just to play around. And when I find such a spot, I just observe at first. I watch the people walking by, and I put my camera in the right settings. I set the distance already fixed, so I don't have to use the autofocus. And then I just wait for the right person to come by. So especially if it's a person with a big colorful head or something colorful, then that's fantastic. And when I find this right spot, then I get so incredibly full of peace at heart. I can stay there forever, whereas otherwise I'm just running, and I'm really not a very patient person. But when I get in this state of flow, because I'm there and I'm just waiting for like a like a tiger waiting for his prey, I'm not sure, but so I'm just so fascinated by the situation that I forget everything around me. And this implies also that maybe people walk around me and look at me like in a way, what is she doing there? And I don't really care. I don't even perceive they're there. So it's really something where I'm in deep, deep focus. Since we're speaking about photography here, it's also important to remember that the technique of your camera is maybe not so important or relevant for your way of expression, but it's important that you are able to deal with your camera in the best way, best without thinking. Just like driving a car, you put in the gear, you shift the gear, you don't think about it. Because It's difficult to get into a mental state of flow if you don't really dominate the technique. If you have your idea and your way you figured out how to make a good photo and you're just waiting for the right person to pass by or something, and then in the right moment your camera is not ready or you are not ready with your camera. So this is something that should not happen, and you can avoid it by training. Take your camera, go out and shoot as much as you can, so that you get into this really comfort zone with your camera. You don't have to question anything anymore, and your fingers just do it. Well, to sum it up, how does the mental state of flow improve my photography? It's not realistic to think that just because I get into a state of flow, I make a lot better photos. That's not the case. But if I am able to get into a mental state of flow and I'm ready with my camera, then I get into this mental state where I'm so focused that I'm more creative. I have even better ideas, and I am very, very patient. People like me who are not patient at all, you can really profit from this, because the flow gives you such a patience. It's incredible. You will not recognize yourselves. Since you have such a strong focus and are really concentrated and are patient, then you can get more into the depth of something. And this helps a lot also when you do some writing, when you have to figure out something, a new project, then you can really use this mental state. And it's useful in any situation where you are deeply focused and you need to find a solution to a challenge and you have to solve a complicated situation. So you can use it for whatever purpose. You can try to bring your mind into this mental state whenever you need to solve a problem. Well, in photography, we don't want to deal with problems, we just want to have fun. So what I can suggest is grab your camera, go out and shoot, and as soon as you feel comfortable and at ease, then put all the stress aside. Set yourself a time, a free time zone, let's say, where nobody is going to bother you, and then just let it flow. I'm sure it will work, and I'm curious about the outcome, so have fun.